Hey, children fans, your pal Big D back here again with another weekly news announcement. This is for the 19th and 26th of July, 2022. For those of you new to my channel, I try to do this every week where I talk about what's new coming out on Blu-ray, DVD, and 4K for the current week, for the upcoming week, and then I talk about anything I saw that was majorly announced over the last week or so. And then usually at the end is kind of a hodgepodge of things I want to do. And actually today I'm going to do something a little bit different. I actually got a chance to sit down and watch a couple movies over last weekend. So I want to do a quick review of these things just so you guys know this is more newer that's come out recently. And just thought, maybe share these things with you. I haven't done actual movie reviews in a while, so I figured I'd add those on the end. So let's get started. So the 19th, which is this week, we do have a few titles coming out. Best Buy has an exclusive edition of Men in Black 4K Steelbook. It is I think it's 25th anniversary of that movie, which, God, 25 years, man. Woo! So that came out this week. We do have, let's see here. We have Good Burger coming out in a Steelbook, and that's not just available at Best Buy. That's available everywhere. I actually ordered my second copy from Target, just so you guys know a little bit. I'm going to split this up for a second. So I had actually reserved Good Burger from Best Buy, and I'd reserved it like a month and a half ago with a couple other movies. My Star Trek Star Trek Lower Deck Season 2, the new Doctor Strange movie. I reserved a bunch of them at one time. And so I got notification from Best Buy last week that they were shipping out my Good Burger. Yay. And then I get notification yesterday that my Good Burger has been delivered, and then 20 seconds later I get a notification saying was denied or something like that. We're sending it back to Best Buy for you to get a credit. And I was like, what do you mean it was never delivered? I was home yesterday. Well, I mean, I left for a little while. I had to take my cat to the vet, but I was home most of the day yesterday. What do you mean it wasn't there? So I got on their chat and went back and forth with this lady for, I don't know, like a half an hour, 45 minutes. She kept saying, well, sir, it is what it is. Go ahead and order another one. And then when we get this one back in from it coming back from being delivered to the wrong place, we'll credit you the money. And I'm like, wait a second here. This has happened to me before with Amazon. This has happened to me before with Target. And usually what they do is they go, we're really sorry, sir. We're sorry. We made a mistake because they actually shipped the movie to the wrong address. They shipped it to the East Coast. I live on the West Coast. So normally I've had this happen a couple of times. We're like, we're really sorry, sir. We'll ship you out one immediately, especially Amazon. They'll ship you out one immediately, and I've gotten it the next day. Really apologize for the inconvenience. No big deal. Best Buy's response was, hey, sorry we did that. Actually, didn't even say sorry we did that. They're all, oh, well, things happen, and it is what it is. We're consumers too, and this whole long shtick. And she's like, so what's going to happen is once we get the movie back from the United States Postal Service, once they ship it back to us again, we'll credit the money. And I'm like, well, how do I know this? I can't track this item. Can I guarantee you couldn't even ship it to the right place? And we went back and forth, and I'm like, can't you just ship me another one? So I'm happy to process another order. You can pay the money for it now, and then we'll credit the money for the other one when we get it back in. I go, but that's beside the point. I ordered 4 movies to begin with, because I think it's like Best Buy. It's like anything over $35, you get free shipping. So that's why I ordered all those movies at one time. So I get the free shipping. So well, now I have to pay $4 to have this one movie shipped to me from you guys. This is ridiculous. Can you at least credit me for the shipping? Since you guys made the mistake. No, we can't, sir. That's not what we do here. She was literally back and forth. She did not care. This lady kept saying these little texts that say, I'm a consumer too, and I understand that it can be really frustrating when you don't get what you ordered, but, we're doing the best we can, and we're here to help you and take care of whatever you need. They weren't taking care of what I mean. It's a $15 movie, okay? Which I used some of my old school Best Buy credits for. If you remember the credit thing you used to get, you buy so much. They kind of changed that program recently too and got rid of everything now. So you have to like buy $10 million worth of stuff just to get a credit, just get a $5 certificate now. And I used some of that, and they weren't even going to give me that credit back at all either. So they didn't give me that credit back at all. Like, well, it is what it is, sir. This is the only thing we can do. We can't do anything else. Well, you're a multi-million-dollar company. Don't tell me you can't take another movie and ship it out from your warehouse to me. Don't tell me that. Just ship me another one. You'll get this one back in because you guys have access to the tracking. I don't. I have no idea where this thing is at this point. When I click on the tracking now, all it says is undeliverable sent back to Best Buy. That's all it says. It doesn't tell me where the package is from there and there. So I have no idea what's going on. This is not the first time. I've had several problems with them recently. Either they sent me the wrong item or they sent me something that's destroyed, and they were refusing to fix it. I've had to go actually into the store and say, I got this broken thing from shipping from you guys. I want another one. I've had to go down to get really upset at some of these Best Buy people that management's saying, like, I'm not trying to be mean, but I'm like, listen, I've worked in retail for 25 years. This is a simple thing. Take this one back and give me another one. It's easy peasy. Run it through your little system. I used to do it all the time. But Best Buy is like, nope, sorry, whatever. You do it this, and even though we made the mistake, we're going to make you fix it. And it's like, I don't see how that happens. I've been a loyal customer of Best Buy's I was part of their elite program for like 10 years, man. I mean, I was an elite member forever because I used to get free shipping on everything I ordered because I was an elite member. I bought a lot from Best Buy. We buy our computers, our TVs, whatever else from there all the time. And just the customer service just keeps getting worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. And this was the last straw for me. So I'm not buying anything online from Best Buy anymore. And I would suggest you guys don't either. They don't care. All they are about is once they get your money, whatever happens after that, oh, well, it's on you to figure it out, not them. So and that's a little side note. I just want to put that out there that they have like the worst customer service I have ever dealt with. This is another example. Back in the day when Xbox, the Xbox One was the big thing and PS4 was the big thing, I actually bought an Xbox One from Amazon and had it shipped to me. This is probably about 3-4 months after they initially came out. I had it shipped to me. When it got here, the moron friggin' just left outside my door instead of knocking to see if somebody's home, and somebody took it. So I wrote Amazon, said, I know the tracking says it's here. It was not here. It left in the front of the door. Amazon, I'm so sorry, sir. Please, we'll take care of this. The next day, I had one at my doorstep. This time, the guy knocked on the door so I could grab it. They weren't like, oh, sure. And like, we have to buy another one if we ever find. They didn't do any of that crap. They're like, I'm sorry. And that was a $4 friggin' item. This was a $15 item. And they're like, well, we can't do anything. We'll order you another one. And once we get that one back in that was misshipped, we'll give you credit. And I'm like, well, how do I know you're going to give me the credit? Well, you'll just have to trust us. It should take about a week to 2 weeks. She literally told me once we receive the movie back, which I have no idea when they're gonna get it back. She said it takes about 5 days to get the refund. First off, if you get the money back in, why do I gotta wait 5 days to get the freaking refund? You've got the movie. Give me my money back. So, needless to say, I ordered it from Target. It'll be here on Friday. And I know at Target, if there's an issue with it, all I gotta do is get on the customer service line, and they'll just throw me out another one. So, or I can just go right into their store down the way, and they'll just swap it out for another one. So, I am done ordering stuff from Best Buy. No longer. The only thing I'll probably get Best Buy at this point from now on is if an occasional Steelbook comes out that I really want to get. Otherwise, I'm done with them. I can't deal with that anymore. It seems like I've had, just this year alone, multiple times where I've had to be on their online chat or go into the store to complain about customer service issues. And they're literally looking at me, and I'm like, dude, I work customer service. I understand subtle nuances. You don't walk in a combative when you walk in to talk to an employee. You don't do that online either. You start off very nice and say, I appreciate it, stuff like that, and say, hey, this is what happened. Can you please help me? And I was very nice, but after a while, just being told, hey, you need to fix it yourself. It's like, God dang it, man. This is friggin' ridiculous. You made the mistake. You shipped the movie to the wrong address, and I have to wait for you to get the movie back in before you credit the money, number one, which, okay, fine. But at the same time, you won't ship me out another one? What's the big deal? Ship me out another one. You're getting that one back. You know it's coming back to you. So that's my Stobby Horse thing. Let's get back on the new releases. But in the comments down below, let me know. Have you had any problems with Best Buy like that? Have you had to get on online chat and just utter frustration? I've never met a company before that's so unwilling to help. They keep saying in their chat, we're willing to help, we're willing to help, we're here to help, we're here to help. But then every time I'm like, well, can you do this? Can you do this? Nope. They gave me one way to do it, which was order another one and then cross my fingers they get the other one back in and give me the credit. That was it. There's nothing else whatsoever. Ugh. Talk about just, I want to bang my head against the wall. So leave me a comment. Have you had that problem with Best Buy too? I'm seeing a lot more people seem to have more and more problems with Best Buy. So, all right, whatever. So let's keep it going here. Let's get back into good notes here. So I did talk about Good Burger, obviously Men in Black. We do have Legends of Tomorrow coming out this week. Season 7, it's the final season on Blu-ray and DVD. We have Yellow Jacket Season 1 coming out on Blu-ray and DVD this week. A Gamer is coming out in 4K for the first time. Pretty good flick. I remember that back in the day. I actually saw it in theaters. And then we do have Mill Creek is releasing Sequest DSV, the entire series on Blu-ray. Great show. I actually remember watching that show. Jonathan Brandis, please rest in peace. Great actor. Really sad when he died. But the show was really good. Roy Scheider's in it, obviously from the Jaws fame. So get a chance to check it out. It's a pretty good show. And the last thing that came out this week, and I did get my copy already, and that is Bob's Burgers, the movie. This is the Best Buy exclusive Steelbook. I actually got this but couldn't get the Good Burger one. They were both in the same order, but we don't talk about that. So I did get this. I'm totally stoked about this. As far as I can tell from my research, the only way to get this movie in 4K is the Steelbook. They did not seem to. I looked at Walmart, I looked at Target, I looked at Best Buy, I looked at Amazon, I looked at a ton of different retailers online. It doesn't seem to be a 4K, just a 4K standalone. Either you get the Steelbook, you get it in 4K, otherwise it's only on Blu-ray and DVD. So I'm extremely stoked to have this. I know there wasn't a whole lot of these printed. So if you really want to get the 4K, I would say jump on it sooner rather than later, because I don't think they're going to issue another one. It's an animated series. I don't think it did overly well in theaters, but it also, I know my theaters around here didn't get it at all. There was one in San Jose, which is about a 45-minute drive from where I live. One of the theaters got it there, but they were only showing it like at 10:30 in the morning and like 8 o'clock at night. So don't get me wrong, we watched this over the weekend. My brother-in-law is a massive Bob's Burger fan. You know, I'm a big Star Trek fan. He's a big Bob's Burger fan. So he got a hold of this. We watched it. I thought it was hilarious. Have I watched Bob's Burgers? Yeah, I've seen quite a few of the episodes. I haven't seen very many episodes of the last couple seasons, but you don't even need to be a fan of the show or know what the show's about to watch it. There's a lot of really funny moments in it. The animation's always spot on with this show. I laughed a lot. I mean, I laughed a lot. There's just so many scenes in this movie that are just so ridiculous. It was really good. I really do highly recommend it. And again, if you want the 4K, it looks like to me anyways, the only way to get the 4K is with the Steelbook. So there you go. And that is it for this week. Where did I put this thing? That is it for this week. Now, let's see here. Next week, which oddly enough, the 26th is my birthday. Ooh, I'm getting old. So next week we do have The Killing coming out on 4K. We have, let's see here, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind coming out on 4K for the first time. We do have The Lost City coming out on Blu-ray and DVD, which is the movie with Sandra Bullock that came out not too long ago. Actually, my wife and I watched it a couple weeks ago. I think it was, and I want to say it was on Hulu or Netflix, one of the two. I actually really liked it. I thought it was a pretty fun little flick, so I would definitely check it out if you get a chance. If you're just looking for a good comedy just to kind of pass the time, it is actually a pretty good movie. We do also have this one. I don't understand why it's coming on 4K, but whatever. Barb and Star Go to Del Mar. I liked it. I thought it was a really funny movie. A 4K version of it, I don't see the reason why for it, but hey, if it's what you're into, boom jam. Let's see here. We do have Green Lantern, Beware of the Power, coming out Blu-ray, DVD, 4K. I don't know if there's a Steelbook for that one. This is the new DC animated movie. I don't know, but it is Blu-ray, DVD, and 4K. We do have Kino Lorber is releasing Night Gallery Season 2 next week. It's a good show from the early 70s, a horror anthology show that was on television. It was hosted by Rod Sterling. I almost want to say it was like the stepbrother to Twilight Zone. It was more horror-based than science fiction-based, but it was really good. I remember as a kid watching a lot of these episodes. And then also, I think Shout Factory releasing Species in 4K next week. And obviously the big one next week is Doctor Strange 2 coming out, Blu-ray, DVD, 4K. There is a Best Buy exclusive 4K Steelbook. There is a Target exclusive Digibook, whatever they do with that. So that's coming out next week. Speaking of that, before I go into announcements, that's it for that next week. Please go into your Targets. Target is blowing out every one of their exclusives, like those Disney exclusives and stuff like that, either be Avengers or be one of their anime movies. They're blowing all those digipacks out. They're also blowing out a lot of their Steelbooks. I managed to pick up the Dirty Dancing Steelbook with the slipcover on it. I got it for $4 out the door. It was like $5, plus there was and I got it last week when they had the 20% discount, so I got 20% off that. Plus I'm a red card member, I got another 5% off that. It was like $4 something cents out the door. They had 31, the Rob Zombie Steelbook on there for like $5. But a lot of those digibooks that they have were like $6 and $7. And these are 4K. These are 4K movies. They also had like the Hunger Games. These 4 Hunger Game movies all had these really cool slipcovers. They were all $3 a piece. So they're blowing out a lot of movies. So definitely check your Target. Check the clearance bins and stuff like that, because they're blowing out a lot of movies. You can really tell that they're really trimming it down. My prediction is next year by this time they'll have one little kiosk with some movies on it, and that's going to be it. They're going to get rid of everything else. That's at least my prediction. But go in there. They're blowing out a lot of movies right now for ridiculously cheap prices. Now, the online doesn't reflect that, because I looked at some of the movies I saw in my Target that I already had. I didn't want to get another one. And I went home and looked at those, and like the Steelbook that I got for like $4 was still listing at like $14.99 on their website. So it looks like the stores are going to, I have a feeling what they're going to do is the stores aren't going to carry them anymore. You'll be forced to go online and buy them on their websites. What they're probably going to end up doing, which is what Best Buy is doing, which I'm sure Walmart's going to do too. Although I keep seeing more and more DVDs out there, so I think Walmart's going to stick in it a little bit longer than the other one. So, anyways, that's my take on that. Now let's go ahead and look at some announcements. Paramount has announced Paranormal Activity, the Ultimate Set 9-disc collection coming out of all the Paranormal Activity movies. That'll be on the 11th of October. Rob Zombie's The Monsters. Now, mind you, this hasn't even hit anywhere yet, and they've already got an announcement for Blu-ray on the 22nd of September. I've seen both trailers. There was a teaser trailer, and then there was a full-length trailer, and everybody's been blasting it, saying it's goofy, it's quirky, it's weird. I grew up watching The Monsters, and I think what I've seen so far, Rob Zombie did a pretty good job spot on. The first teaser trailer he did was a direct lift of the intro to the original Monsters TV series. I think it's like, at first I'm surprised it's a PG because it's Rob Zombie, and every one of his movies most of the time gets close to an X rating because they're so violent. But I'm actually looking forward to seeing it. Again, I grew up on The Monsters. I watched them religiously all the time. That's what was on TV all the time when I was a kid, along with Star Trek and Leave It to Beaver and all Happy Days and all those shows, Johnny Loves Chachi and I don't know, oh my gosh, so many shows, Night Court, all those shows. So, I grew up on it. I'm actually really looking forward to it. I'm sure people will blast it to oblivion because that's what everybody loves to do nowadays is go online and just blast everything because I guess they get a thrill out of it. But honestly, I'm going to give it a chance. I think it looks pretty good. We do have Superman and Lois Season 2 coming out Blu-ray and DVD on the 27th of, looks like, August. Eli Roth, History of Horror Season 3 will be on August 13th. September 13th. Those are good shows. I have both first two seasons. Those are really good. They really go in depth into a lot of horror movies and what they were doing and talking to some of the actors and stuff. Those are, if you get a chance to watch just one episode, I guarantee you'll like it, especially if you're into horror movies like me. We do have Catch Me If You Can coming out in Steelbook. I think it's a 20th anniversary. Steelbook coming out will not be 4K, just Blu-ray will be out October 4th. And then let's see here. Here's one. So Scream 2 is being released in 4K. There is going to be a special edition Steelbook on this sucker. It comes out on the 4th of October, like Catch Me If You Can. This is a 4K Blu-ray Steelbook. Actually, I think it's going to be a 4K because I think it's Paramount at this point. But just be on the lookout because when the first Scream Steelbook came out, that was almost impossible to get. And matter of fact, the people that did get a hold of it are charging ridiculous prices for it now on Amazon. So if you really want it, I would suggest pre-ordering this and pre-order early from Best Buy because even though my problems with that, there's a good possibility you won't even find it in the stores at all. I remember when that one came out. First off, I think they didn't get enough to begin with. There was some sort of replication or something like that. So everybody ordered them up and gobbled them up before they even hit the shelves. I remember watching several YouTubers trying to go into the stores on the day of release, and none of them could find it. So it was really scarce, and it still catches a lot of money. Now, you can get the standard 4K out there. I bought the standard 4K. But if you really want to get that Steelbook to be part of your collection, because I have a funny feeling they're going to release all of them in Steelbook form individually. If they've done the first and now they're doing the second, I would get on early and as early as you possibly can and find some retailers going to have it and pre-order it because I have a sneaking suspicion the same thing's going to happen with this one too. I think they underestimate the fan popularity of some of the older movies. They put these things out saying, we'll sell a couple, we'll make a couple bucks, and then they're huge. So I would definitely jump on that. And the last three movies I want to talk about, yes, three movies I want to talk about. These are all Star Trek movies. They have announced they're releasing some more Star Trek in 4K. So we are getting Star Trek 5 and 6 for the first time on 4K. This is all coming out the 6th of September. Yes, I've already reserved this stuff. They're coming out. They're also releasing Star Trek 1 through 4 in individual 4K discs. I don't think they did that originally. The only way to get that was that box set that came out, which I have. So releasing those, so they're coming out. And they're also releasing Star Trek The Motion Picture, the director's cut, which was released recently on Paramount Plus, which I've watched like 4 times. They're releasing that, but the cool thing about that is there's going to be a standard 4K edition with just the director's cut on it, but there's also going to be a special collector's set, and this is what I'm extremely excited about because the collector's set, it's going to have some postcards in there and a bunch of stuff about the movie, stuff like that. There's 3 different versions of the movie in that set. There's the original theatrical cut, there's the director's cut, which they just released Paramount Plus. These are all 4K too, mind you. Except for the third one. I'm not sure about the third one. The third one is a television version of the movie. Which, when the movie was going to go up on I remember this very vividly. When they got the broadcast rights for television to Star Trek the Motion Picture, it was like a 2 hour and 10 minute movie, but they wanted to make it a full 3 hours to make it like a major event. I think it was shown over 2 nights or whatever like that. So what they did was, I think they were filming Star Trek 2 at the time, they went back and filmed some additional scenes for Star Trek 1 and inserted them into that movie. So now on this, you're going to get to see the original television version of it, but you're going to have 3 versions of this movie, which I think is outstanding. I'm super excited about this. I never thought we'd ever see the television version of this, and I figured we'd just come out with the director's cut, and you'd have the original Star Trek motion picture 4K, and you'd have the additional disc for that. I didn't think you get all this. Plus, you get a really beautiful poster of a breakup of the internal workings of the Enterprise in there. It's a really cool looking box set. Matter of fact, if you stay to the end of this video, there'll be a picture. I'll post a picture of it on the very end of this video so you can see what it's going to look like. But I'm extremely excited. It comes out the 6th. I've already reserved that version plus Star Trek 4 and 5, so I can get 1 through 6 all in 4K. Extremely excited. I am personally blown away that this is happening. I didn't think they were going to do that. So I am giddy as a kid to candy store. I really am. So that is it for what's coming out this week. Next week, we announce what I want to do now, because the video is getting a little long. I do want to show you 3 movies I watched over the weekend and just do really brief, like little 1-minute summaries. So the first movie I watched was put out by Shout Factory. It was a remake of Slumber Party Massacre. I picked this up at Walmart a few months ago. I watched it. I thought it was okay. I still think the original is much, much better. There were some interesting moments in this movie. They kind of do go a little more woke in this movie, so to speak, in that, like, the guys in the movie take more of the, oh my gosh, we're over here, let's have pillow. Like, the guys have a pillow fight in this movie that's really cheesy, and the girls are more, in this movie, more of the heroines that come in and try to save the day and stuff like that. So they kind of do a role reversal, like, you would, that you normally see, which I was fine with. I have no problem with that. Didn't like, some of the acting was a little bit, and the movie was okay. Some of the kills were pretty good in it. I was quite surprised, but it was just a kind of a generic story. It really wasn't, there wasn't anything like surprising about it or anything like that. It was just an okay movie. I'm glad I watched it. I thought it was really neat to compare and contrast the original versus this one, especially there's been so many years apart, like 30, 40 years apart between the two. So it was interesting to see that, and I thought it was okay. It wasn't okay. I'm glad I watched it. It's cool. It's part of my collection, but oh no, it's an all right movie. Next we have Cyst, which a lot of people have been going around lately. My wife picked this up for me. We were at Walmart. I need you to get this for me. So she did. I watched it. This one was okay too. It was very much, they tried to take the cheesiness of like a 50s creature feature, but intermix it with the cheesiness of like 80s cheesy horror. And it kind of worked a little bit. The actual cyst creature was really cool looking. Actually, they did a really good job with the effects, and because they used an actual practical puppet, so they kind of show you at the end, they show you some deleted scenes. And that was pretty cool, but the story was kind of dry, and I'm sorry about the moron driving by with his music as loud as the cows come home. Kind of one of those things, you're kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place when you got a ton of neighbors like I do. So it was just okay. I found it boring. I actually started to nod off at one point. It was really slow paced, I felt. Again, the special effects, the practical effects they used were really cool. I just thought that the acting was so much easier. The guy who's the main doctor, who's the guy that creates this machine that's supposed to destroy the cysts, when people get a cyst in their back or something like that, that goes haywire and creates this creature. He was a little too far over the top. It was kind of like, it was annoying. And I got annoyed with his character. I wanted to fast forward a couple times. I was just tired of listening to him talk. So, honestly, first off, a scale 1 to 10, I'd give this a 5. Scale 1 to 10, it's probably a 3. I'm glad it's in the collection because I love the cover. I think the card, it's an embossed cover. I think the card just looks disgusting. I love it. But in all honesty, it just wasn't that good of a movie. I was hoping for a little bit more. I knew it was going to be cheesy. Look at the subject matter. And, and it's a deliciously disgusting old school monster movie. I just didn't see that. It wasn't, it just doesn't, to me, have any replay value to it. So, that's it. And the last one I watched, and I absolutely love this movie. I wasn't too sure about it. I'd seen a couple people talk about it, say it's pretty good. I wasn't too sure about it, but I was like, I should try it. And that is Psycho Gorman. This movie was awesome. It was like all practical effects. It was blood, guts, everything you could possibly imagine. This was hilarious. It had a lot of comedy in it. Some of the acting was kind of stupid, but I think it was intentional to be that way. If it not, it still worked really well. Basically, it's about this guy who this big, I don't know what you want to call him, like this kind of the destroyer of worlds, right? And he was, millions of years ago, he was buried on Earth to get rid of him because he was destroying all these worlds. And these kids dig up this amulet that controls him, and they bring him back. And he wants to destroy the Earth, but these two kids back here won't let him. And just the comedy ensues. They don't like his name, which is some weird name. So the little girl here starts to call him Psycho Gorman, or PG for short, which I thought was hilarious. It was like, PG. This movie's PG. And it just, she was a little jerk through a lot of the movie, just like, I'm going to do what I want and how I want, but it worked really well. She kind of bullied her brother a lot, but it worked really well. There was a father in the movie who was lazy as all get out. Don't dare say lazy, right, because he gets upset. But it was just a really fun, just so weird and obnoxious movie. It was something I was really looking forward to time. I want something a little bit offbeat. That's why I watched Cyst, and the other one I was looking for something a little bit kind of off the rails a little bit. This is definitely it. I think this is on Shudder, I think. I highly recommend watching this movie. You will get a kick out of it. Just sit back. There's so much like 80s and early 90s cheese that just comes out of this movie. And I want to do a sequel. I hope they do a sequel. This movie is a lot of fun, and I highly recommend watching it. I give this one a 9 out of 10. I liked it that much. I want to watch it again now. It was just a lot of fun. So that is it. Thank you for all watching. Please be on the lookout. I got a couple more Bobby unboxings to do this week, so be that. I need to post those reviews I have from Cobb. And there'll probably be something else in there this week, too. Thank you so much for watching. Like, subscribe, use the bell. That'll notify you when I put new videos. Excuse me. Please leave me some comments down below, especially anything problems you have with Best Buy, or if you saw one of these 3 movies, let me know what your thoughts. I'd really love to know what other people's thoughts are on these movies. Please take care and be safe out there. And as always, live long and prosper. Bye.